Unfiltered Zone with Miss T, Talking Tea.
Who are you to think that you can rush God? You can't rush God no matter how much you want things to happen on your timeline. People often want instant results like a microwave dinner, quick and easy. But God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't match ours. When we try to force things before He's ready, we end up with unnecessary struggles. Think about Abraham and Sarah. God promised them a child, right? But when they got impatient, they took matters into their own hands with Hagar, leading to generations of conflict. If they had waited on God, things would have unfolded the way He intended. God's plan is always better than our quick fixes. It may take time, but when He moves, everything aligns perfectly. Waiting on Him requires faith, patience, and trust that His way is greater than ours. You see, so many people on YouTube, and I ain't calling no names because you know who you are, be telling people to quit their jobs. And I want to understand what you're saying when you say about timing. But you done lost your mind when you say go against God's timing. A lot of YouTube influencers are out here telling people to quit their jobs and take big risks without truly seeking God's timing and wisdom. That's dangerous advice. Not everyone is called to be an entrepreneur, baby. And even those who are still, or should I say, those who are still need preparations, resources in God's direction. Who are you to tell somebody that go against God's timing? I mean, come on now. People get caught up in the hype thinking they can just jump ship without a plan. But Proverbs 19:12 says desires without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss this way? Rushing ahead of God can lead to financial struggles, stress, and unnecessary setbacks. God blesses wisdom and order. And if He's calling someone into a new season, He will provide confirmation, resources, and peace. But just quitting a job because someone on YouTube said to do it, that's not faith, that's recklessness. That really is. You need to wait on God's timing. Don't rush the process because you heard somebody on YouTube say, quit your job, don't trust, but you should do this. Please don't do that. In a world that glorifies instant success and overnight wealth, it is easy to be tempted by messages that tell you to quit your job, take a leap, and chase your dreams without a plan. Influencers, entrepreneurs, and so-called success coaches will tell you that you're wasting your time working for someone else. They may make it seem like faith means stepping out blindly, but faith without wisdom is not faith, it's reckless. God's word reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. His time is perfect, girl. And moving ahead of Him can lead to unnecessary struggles, boo. I ain't trying to struggle, baby. I ain't trying to struggle. Who trying to struggle off of misinformation? Look at Abraham and Sarah. I got to go back to them. God promised them that baby. But instead of waiting, they was impatient. They wanted a microwave dinner. They wanted that baby to pop on out of there. But they took matters into their own hands. Their impatience led them to generations of conflict. When we try to force something before God's appointed time, we can end up with hardship instead of blessings. Quitting a job without direction is not a step of faith if God hasn't instructed it. Proverbs 19:2 warns us, desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss this way? The Lord blesses order, preparation, and obedience. And if He is calling you to a new season, He will provide the resources, the confirmation, and the peace to move forward. Before making any major decisions, before listening to what Peter Popoff or Nanny Popoff got to stay on YouTube. Seek God first. Matthew 6:33 says to pray, prepare, and trust that his plan is greater than any shortcut or quick fix the world offers. Because when God opens a door, no one can shut it. Revelations 3:8. You're going to wait on him, and he will direct your path in the right season. Y'all done lost y'all minds talking about go against God's timing. No, faith without works is dead. You are supposed to put your feet to work. You are supposed to make things happen, but you're supposed to seek him first. You can't rush God. Stop moving without him. We live in a time where patience is rare, and everybody wants success right now. Social media is flooded with influencers telling you to quit your job, chase your dreams, and take a risk, all while flashing their so-called blessings in your face. But what they don't tell you is that moving without God can lead to destruction. Not every opportunity is from him, and not every season is meant for movement. God is not a microwave. He is a master chef. He doesn't rush his process because true blessings take time. When we try to force something to happen before it's time, we end up struggling unnecessarily. Look at Abraham and Sarah. They was impatient. They wanted a quick fix. But instead of fixing things, they created a mess, and they caused a bunch of conflicts for generations. How many times have we done the same thing, forcing something only to regret it later? I'm listening. Many people think quitting their jobs mean they have faith, but faith is not reckless. Faith is trusting God's timing, not forcing his hand. Come on now. You're supposed to make moves without, not considering God? That's crazy. That is insane. But instead of rushing God, ask yourself this. Have I truly heard from God, or am I acting on emotions? Have I sought wise counsel? Or am I listening to people who don't know my purpose? Am I prepared for what I'm stepping into? Or am I just jumping because I'm tired of waiting? God does things decently and in order, baby. 1 Corinthians 14:40 says, if he told you to go, he will make the way. But if he hasn't, you wait. Because when he moves, doors open that no man can shut. Revelations 3:8. The blessings that comes from waiting on God is far greater than anything you could ever rush on your own. Y'all tripping. Talking about rushing God? Are you insane in the membrane? You done lost your mind.